Hey MJ traders and investors, it's Rod with Power Group. Welcome back on the Pursuit of Wealth, your home for MJ stocks, crypto assets, and interviews, also home to the best MJ community. Today is Wednesday, September 27th. Hope you're well. It's been a jam-packed day in the MJ industry, and in this video we're going to be discussing the ETF MSOS, going to go over the chart and my thoughts and opinions, what to expect in terms of price action in the days, weeks, months ahead. But obviously we had some great turnout today from the Safer Banking. It did approve 14-9, and it's going to be going to a Senate floor vote. I've already done some videos on this, but before we get to it, make sure to smash the like, help support me in the channel. It doesn't cost you anything. If you're new, you can subscribe. Tick the bell, you'll be notified on any future videos or when I go live. As I mentioned, we'll be covering MSOS. We're going to talk about the charts saying that we could go as low as $6, and then after that we could rally up to about $15, and we also have a golden cross that is forming on this ETF as well, which we'll explain that here in just a moment. And we're seeing a lot of golden crosses across the sector. This is what we want to see. Names in the US, Canada, retailers, producers, ETFs, all seeing monthly uptrends and golden crosses across the sector. Before we jump to the chart, make sure to follow Pow Group on X, which is previously Twitter. The handle for that is @GroupPow. Going to be using that as my platform of choice going forward. Again, the handle for that is @GroupPow. These are the videos that I just posted today. So I actually live streamed the Safer Banking Act markup, and it was just under an hour. The video went over an hour, but that was just because we left it for some conversation there at the end. And then I did a video separate from that, but 16 minutes long, and I give my recap of that meeting. It passed 14-9, and I talk about what's going to happen. So it still has to go to the Senate floor, then it has to go to the House, then it has to go to President Biden for sign off, right? So you can check that out. I also did a video on Tilray. There's a daily bear flag that's targeting $1.95 USD. And in my opinion, that's just a chance to load up. And also, if you haven't checked out powmerch.ca, you can do so by going to the website, powmerch.ca, or you can just go to the store tab and you can click on any of the Power merch here. You can score all your swag. Appreciate all the support. I really do love each and every one of you from the bottom of my heart. It's been a journey, and just grateful to be here with you all. But we'll jump into the MSOS chart. So there was some major short activity on MSOS, and the stock has since come down quite a bit. There's a lot going on here, so we'll break this down as simply as possible. But we knew to be expecting a reversal here at some point soon based on a number of reasons. We had hidden RSI bullish divergence with higher lows and higher highs on the RSI, and then we had lower highs, lower lows on the price action, and we had this falling wedge that was due to breakout as well. We broke out here, but it ended up being a bull trap and then coming back down to support, and then we got our breakout. That's very common where, you get a fake out the first time around. People think, oh, we're dropping to a lower low, and then people get shaken out, and then the real move comes. So very common for that to happen. And if you take the measured move here from the high to the low and then move it out to the neckline, it was saying we could target about 850, and we got as high as 988. So again, technical analysis and these measured moves, it's just probabilities, right? This is where we could expect. Sometimes it can overshoot, sometimes it can undershoot. In this case, it overshot, which I'm pretty sure nobody would have any complaints about that. We also had an EMA 12 and 26 bull cross on the EMAs, which is the first time it happened since this brutal bear market began. That has a duration of 2 years. It's been realistically since this happened was July 2021. So it's been a long time, and Lord knows we can use a turnaround here in the MJ space. But you can see here we confirmed weekly downtrends, monthly downtrends, and then we had the bear cross with the EMA 12 crossing above EMA 26 when the shorter term's above the longer term that is bearish. So we had the bear cross price when it crossed bearish was at about $36, went as low as $4.78. Now we're having a bull cross, which is the first time since the bear market began. So we could very well be ending this multi-year bear market and be starting a multi-year bull market. Doesn't mean we won't have pretty sizable pullbacks along the way. Nothing goes straight up in a straight line forever. Nothing goes straight down in a straight line forever. You can see here, lower highs, lower lows, lower high, lower lows, right? We had a pretty big bounce there of about 32%, dropped to a new lower low. We had another bounce of about 35%, new lower low. Another bounce of about 57%, new lower low. Now off of the lows here, we are now up over 100%. So this is what you want to see near a bottom. You want to see massive move, like 100, 200% off of the low, and you want to see a volume climax. And that's exactly what you're seeing. Take a look at that volume. That is all-time high record volume for MSOS, which is listed on a US major exchange. So a lot of people can't invest in OTC names or names that are in the Canadian Securities Exchange because they're in the US, right? They don't have access to that. Most brokers don't allow OTC over the counter. And then if you're in the US, you can't trade Canadian tickers, right? So MSOS is a way to basically for these people that can't buy individual names or OTC to invest in these names they otherwise couldn't, right? Your GTIs of the world and your True Leaves, etc. But yeah, it's looking really, really good here at the moment. It could be a weekly bull flag as well. And the weekly bull flag will be negated if we drop below 760, but then we'll no longer be expecting this weekly bull flag. But if we break 988, that's going to confirm the bull flag. And then you just take your measured move from the low to the high, move it out there to your 0.382 fib. And it says we're targeting about $16 if that comes to fruition. So again, in order to confirm it, we need to break 988. That's the bull thesis and the bull case. And then in order to negate it, we need to lose 760. Generally, bull flags are in a bullish continuation pattern, and we're not in a weekly uptrend yet. So we're still looking for a weekly higher low, which is forming now. And we know it's a higher low because we're losing the low of the previous weekly candle. So we're starting weekly consolidation. That just means we're pulling back and losing the low of the previous candle, and we're looking for a weekly higher low. We'll be confident that the weekly higher low is set once we confirm a daily uptrend, which we have yet to do. We lost the daily uptrend, so now we're starting the daily bounce. We have the low, high. We don't really have much room for a higher low here, and we actually are at risk of a daily downtrend here with a lower high and lower low. And we have a head and shoulders here as well on the daily time frame. So we are favoring, in the short term here, we are favoring the bears. So if we go from high to the low there on the measured move of that head and shoulders, move it out to the neckline, it says we're targeting about 633. So that's why I'm saying I think we could potentially see 633 before we start to make our way back up to that $15 area. And if we take a look at the monthly time frame as well, we still need to confirm a weekly uptrend, but I'm not that worried about the weekly time frame. We've confirmed weekly uptrends before, and then get let down, right? So right now we're bumping our head at EMA 12. We have record all-time high volume, which is great to see, but we still need to confirm a monthly uptrend. And if we take a look at a name like Cura, for example, it's standing out leaps and bounds ahead of its peers. You can see we have the low, high, higher low, and higher high. So Curaleaf is one of the only names in a monthly uptrend. So there's your low, your high of the bounce, your higher low compared to the low there, right? And then your higher high. So once we broke the high here at 568, that gave us our monthly higher high, and that meant we were in a monthly uptrend. So again, you have your high of the bounce, your low, your higher low, and your higher high. So Curaleaf, that's what we want to see, basically a benchmark for the rest of the space. Now we want to see MSOS do the same, where we form a high, a higher low, and a higher high. So we still need that higher low and higher high to give us that uptrend confirmation, and then we'll be confident that this multi-year bear market is over and that we're potentially starting a new multi-year bear market. And again, I've been on record to say that I think that we could potentially get our monthly higher low next month and then form a higher low. So let's say the low of this month holds at 665 and we start consolidation next month, meaning we lose 665 next month with only 1 day, 21 hours left to go. It's entirely possible. So again, 665 will be the level to watch if that is our low of this month next month in 1 day and 21 hours. If that is our low, 665, watch for that to break, because if so, monthly consolidation will be underway and we'll look for a higher low compared to 478. Realistically, we could pull back another almost 38%, a little over 28%, and just be looking for a higher low. So we got tons of room here to form that higher low, and that might be a good, if you're looking, when's a good time to add? Well, this isn't financial advice. This is for entertainment purposes only, my own thoughts and opinions. So don't buy or sell anything because of anything I say or write. But if you're looking for an entry on MSOS, might be a good idea to add on a monthly higher low, and then you could even use a stop below 478 there, the all-time low. Or if you're just looking to invest long term, I don't think you could go wrong placing your money and just waiting for the long term, right? But a monthly higher low might be a good area to load up on, somewhere around that $6. Mid six is when we would start consolidation, right? 665. Once we lose that, we start monthly consolidation. So maybe closer to $6, maybe even 550 could be a nice area for a higher low to form. But again, we need to confirm monthly uptrends across the sector, just like Curaleaf did. And the more names that do so, the better, right? The more confident we will be in the sector entering a new multi-year bull market and entering this multi-year bear market. And again, I'm thinking we could see $6. We also have the 10-week moving average there at 659. We also have the 50 weekly there at 709, and we have the 200-day moving average at 624 and the 100 at 598. So lots of support there around $5 to $6. So I wouldn't be surprised if we dropped maybe 550 being our low, but I want to see us hold 659 here, that 10-week moving average. We could see a stochastic bear cross as well, which adds a little bit more to that bear case, and that head and shoulders on the daily time frame targeting about 633, and the MACD still very bullish at the moment. So holding up very, very well for MSOS on the weekly time frame. Like I said, we're getting above that 50 weekly moving average. We have some runway into the 100 there at 1241. The 200 is not defined yet based on a lack of trading history, but like I said, I wouldn't be surprised if we came back tested that 50 weekly moving average there at 709. But ultimately, I want to see that 10-week close above that 10-week moving average there at 659. And then we also had a golden cross with the 50-day below the 200-day moving average. We had the death cross back here, like I said, in summer of 2021. Price was at around 37 bucks, dropped all the way down to $4. And now we're seeing the golden cross with the 50-day, the shorter term, below the longer term, the 200-day moving average. And when it happens on the daily time frame, the 50-day and the 200-day moving average, when those cross and the 50 is below the 200 and they cross, that's a golden cross. This is a death cross and a bear cross, and this is a golden cross and a bull cross. So one would expect we could see some massive fireworks here into the end of the year. And like I said, we got positive news from Safer. It's going to go to the Senate floor, then it'll go to the House, which has passed 7 times. So I can't see it being, it's now Republican controlled, but I can't see it being an issue. And then it'll go off to the president for signage. And then we could also have HHS reschedule to Schedule 3 recommendation approved by the DEA at some point over the next couple of months, in my opinion. Wouldn't it be great if we got everything and avoid this government shutdown in the next couple of days? That would obviously put a damper in everything, right? That's going to put a big fork in the road, because if the government shuts down, that might diminish the hopes of getting safe banking or any kind of banking legislation done for the MJ industry before the next administration and the next elections in 2024. So fingers crossed, but at this point, it is what it is. We just have to be prepared. It's a long-term game. It's not a get-rich-quick scheme. This is going to be, multiple years, and as long as you have realistic expectations and a proper time horizon. But like I said, MSOS seeing a golden cross. If we use Curaleaf, for example, Curaleaf already had its golden cross. You've got a name like Tilray seeing a golden cross as well. Even the ETFs in in Canada, HMMJ, seeing a potential golden cross here very, very soon. We also have MJ ETF very close to seeing a golden cross as well. So this is what we want to see near bottom, looking really, really good. But make sure to give POW Group a follow on X. Again, the handle for that is @GroupPOW. You can go to POW Merch as well. POWmerch.ca. Check out the swag, 10% off until the end of the month. You can use code POWG420, and that's a thank you for everybody for all of the support along the way. But hope you found value in this. If you did, smash the like. If you think I earned it today, share the video with anybody that might also find value, and let me know your thoughts and opinions on this news from today. It's been a great day. Benzinga also going on today and tomorrow, so there should be some continued hype from that. And then, like I said, watch out for major catalysts into the end of the year here. I think we could see a little bit more short-term pain into October. Maybe, second, third week we set a bottom. SPY, S&P 500 hitting weekly oversold, and then DXY, the dollar index, hitting weekly overbought could be our top or bottom in stocks. And then I think toward the end of October and November is when we're going to really start to see equities and the MJ sector at large really start to kick into high gear. But hope you have a fantastic evening. It's Rod with POW Group. Thanks again for joining us in the pursuit of wealth, and we'll see you again on the next video.